Hello. So I've been doing a lot of testing with Byrna for the last couple of days. Like I said, I did my initial first impressions, but the thing about Byrna is that every time an ally heals heals, she gains magic attack with her thing. Every time an ally restores health, Byrna's magic attack gets increased by 187. Or is that again as you level it up? Obviously, it's 0.05% of her health. So obviously this will get up go higher. This kind of makes her counterintuitively, like, she is a healer, but counterintuitive, this kind of makes her better if you pair her with other healers, especially healers who do AE healing, such as Maya and Martha. Like, that's probably going to be better to think of as her tank support. She also has some synergy with Mushy and Shroom and Morgan. But yeah, Maya's pretty good, which kind of makes her a natural fit in like Arachna Maya teams. I've been doing a lot of testing with her, and yeah, this can actually potentially cause her to do quite a bit of damage thanks to the Guardian Spirit, because the Spirit's alive. Said she doesn't attack, but the Spirit does instead. It ends up being basic magic damage. These can get pretty hard if you have if the battle goes long enough and she's able to get enough magic power from the heals. This could be quite pretty significant. I think I did one fight where I just kind of let it go against like a super tank team. We had just all magic or something. Let's see, what is it? There you go. Look at 8 million. We just kind of kept going. This was not a fight we could win. It's kind of like because we had no way to beat Rufus, but to see the kind of like the highest potential there is like 8 million there. She can do pretty good healing on her own. Like was there competing with Martha for healing. Maya doesn't do a lot of healing, but it doesn't matter it's not amount, it's about quantity, how often you get a heal. So because of their AE heals, they're pretty good. Because AE heals are really good with her, you're probably, if you can try to find a way to use Axel with her, you're probably gonna get better results there. But this is against Lara Croft. But yeah, I'll show you this one here. Because that is a lot of healing. And I'll kind of show you what's happening here. We'll show you. Okay. You said she has all of her patron triggering. That also helps all of her patron on somebody. But all those green, every time that green number appears, that is her gaining more magic attack. So, but now you have Maya going. And this is going to put up a lot more green numbers on the team. Yeah, pretty much every time you see a green number anywhere, that is her gaining magic attack, literally on your whole team. So Martha, Maya, who are doing this AE healing stuff, that ends up being pretty significant because it's AE heal over time, which adds a lot of these green numbers. In certain lineups, Dorian could potentially be really good here. But yeah, we're not going to beat this line since they have Rufus. We don't have a way to stop Rufus. It just kind of show you like what's possible. Yeah, like I said, all these little green numbers, is her gaining magic power. Yeah, you can find a way to use Axel. In fights where you can use Axel where you're constantly getting AE damaged. And yeah, then those green numbers will be more consistent. Because when they're full life, you're not gaining those numbers, obviously. But yeah, once she's not stunned, we'll start showing her Rufus. She starts hitting pretty hard with the Spirit against like Rufus. Boom. 67k to the whole team. Look, 291. Look, 291k. Like I said, it starts hitting really hard. Look at that. Look at those hits. Look at those hits. They're hard. She's hitting hard with that Bear Spirit. Bear Spirit hits hard. Just taking off huge chunks of Rufus' life every time it swings. Its attack speed's kind of slow, though. That's the other downside here, but like, look at this. Look at this. Just boom, boom. That Rufus obviously revived, but like those hits start getting really hard. Those hits start getting extremely hard. So, but took a little fight kind of get there, but yet again, like, because we don't have a way to beat Rufus, but this was just kind of show you like what you can get here, and it starts hitting really hard. That's how she got 8 million damage. But yeah, that was made possible because we had both both Martha and Maya. Like there's a lot of fights, like I said, where you might use like someone like Mushy and Shroom. Just synergy with Mushy and Shroom. So that was an Electro one. This one's a mushy and shroom, so she does decent. She had 2.4 million, 2 to 3 million is kind of what you can expect with like some. But we have Maya, Martha, mushy shroom here. This one is again, this is kind of a pretty. You'll see a team like this in Arena a lot with Lyria, Sebastian, Lara, Fluffy, Leah. Pretty common kind of lineup. A lot of popular heroes. But yeah. Then the Mushroom heals also count for that magic attack, so she does have some synergy with Mushy and Shroom. Probably not as much as she would with like Maya or Martha, but Mushy and Shroom is also got a buff recently. Still not too sure about if the Mushy and Shroom buffs are enough, but she got stunned. But yeah, here we go. There's that. Then she starts doing a lot of damage here. Starts doing a lot of damage. Then and you do pretty much have to have a user tank. Like using her without a tank has been pretty unimpressive in all my testing so far. Like it's just too random. Yeah, now we're like they're starting to get wrecked here. But look at that damage. Like I said, look how much damage the Ursa did on the final swings there. Like that was just really hard hits. So you know, it's this one, right? So yeah, 2.4 million damage. Like I said, she's topped out DPS. Like you can get her going. She can become quite the damage dealer, but you really do need a tank with her to make it work. But I think this one is an Arachnamaya line. Yeah, we used Arachnamaya. This is against that Rufus line. We have Morgan here. Electra is tank. She's in the very back here. We are not using kind of sketch because we aren't. As I said, we have Fluffy here, so you kind of had to make room for Morgan some way. But this ended up being a pretty good win here because we're using Arachnamaya, which is just good. Arachnamaya is good. Potentially I could use Aurora here instead of Electra. Let's test a bunch of different things. Like I said, there's no Lyria in this team, so we probably could have used Aurora here too. Because there's no Lyria, but like they're all stunned from Arachne. Arachne doing stuff here. Boom, Maya's gonna get going. Again, this is kind of where so we have of course they're protecting against Lara Croft, but we're really only healing Electra here. Like if we had Axel, everyone would be taking damage, so everyone would be getting healing. And she'd be gaining a lot more magic power, but got a bit of AD damage from Lara Croft there, so now everybody's getting healing. Boom. Da-da-da. She does favor longer fights though. Like some of these fights, like this metagame can be kind of fast-paced, like heroes like Orion wandering around, but the fight goes long. The longer the fight goes, the more it favors her. And no, she can't make Ziri good. I tried a couple, like Ziri's still not good. She is not gonna save Ziri. Unless somebody comes up with some Johnny's it up on. But look at she did pretty much the only damage here. Like she did almost all the damage in that fight. Arachnamaya did their thing, but she was the damage dealer. So this makes her very interesting. She's very, very interesting here. Here's another one. This one was a defeat, but that's because we were trying with Aiden here. We were trying without a tank. Like, wonder if you could get it, because Aiden can sometimes keep Maya, but without the tank, she's way too inconsistent without having an actual tank. There's another one where I was trying again with trying to tank with Maya. Just wasn't working. I think we had, was this one? Oh, these were against the Orion Helios team. We're getting wrecked. A lot of these ones were getting us wrecked. Here we go. Mushy Shroom, Maya. Here, let's look at this one here. Let's look at this one here. Yeah, this is Maya, Martha, and Mushy Shroom. Kind of like all the healing effects here. Fluffy did not do much this one. He died. He died pretty quickly. He probably stole an ult, and that's about all he did here, but Da-da-da. Okay. There you go. Everyone's getting healing. Against Aurora, like I said, Aurora's doing... Okay, she actually dies. She actually just died, but she did a lot of damage before she did that, so... Da-da-da. Na-na. Oh, this is funny. Yeah, look, the shroom upgrade, though. Shroom's still going. Look at that. That's the new mushing shroom ascension ability. There you go. Boom. There you go. Only Martha was standing, but that was a win. But yeah, she was actually top DPS even though she died. She was the top damage there. So, like, she does have a potential. Like, so she's a healer. That potentially has a lot of damage if the fight goes long, like I said. It's kind of like if she doesn't get an annihilation, she's very kind of vulnerable in the earlier fights. She does have pretty decent health since she's a strength hero. She's way at the bottom. She's new. Way at the bottom. Strength. Da-da-da. Yeah, this is not, like I said, obviously not maxed out or everything. She does not have a health glyph, though. Her skin is health strength, so she would get some strength that way. But she is kind of, even though she's strength here, she's kind of a bit less strength than I would have expected from a lot of these kind of heroes. And she didn't really have any, she has some strength ones, but she didn't really have a lot of health here. So her health is actually kind of low despite being a strength hero. Didn't really notice this when I was doing my video. Her health is kind of low despite being a strength hero, so she is kind of squishy, so... but yeah, her strength skin should help a bit. And she does get the strength ring and stuff, so just by being virtue strength hero, but she's probably, as far as strength heroes go, she is probably the squishiest strength hero we have ever seen. But yeah, no, I do like her. I guess we could try this one with Aurora. Sure, let's do this one here with Aurora. But yeah, no, putting, like, Arachnemaya is pretty good. Like, Arachnemaya is good in general, but she works really well in an Arachnemaya shell. She works really well in a Arachnemaya shell just because she has a lot of synergy with Maya. And Maya's usually, Maya, like, sometimes you could get away with Maya as your only healer, but usually she works better if you have a second healer. And I feel like Byrna kind of works better if you have, like, a second healer. Like, so Maya and Byrna kind of works. I really like Maya and Byrna together. They just seem to work really well together. Let's try this Aurora. So, boom, boom. Da-da-da, since they aren't using Lyria. Da-da-da. It's probably good, even better. Like says, we're probably gonna work better than even the Electra one. Da-da-da. Oh, nope, she died. No! She died! Mm-hmm. Alright. Da-da-da. But I think we still win just because of Arachnemaya. But yeah, we lost a lot of damage there, but we'll see what it looks like in the scene here. But yeah, she is super swishy in the early fights. Maybe we should have put Axel on her just to keep her from not getting one shot. Do kind of like Merlin on her, but it's kind of probably like Celeste. I like Merlin on Celeste too, but doesn't if you don't live long enough. So maybe Axel's the way to go. Let's speed this up. We'll try this line again, but with a different. Like I said, we're probably gonna win. Maybe. Come on. Nope, we're gonna time out. Yeah, that thing we didn't have. Like I said, we lost our healer. She said she kind of, like I said, is kind of taking the same role as Celeste in this kind of lineup for me. And usually we'd use Axel on Celeste, so I think that's what we want to do. Da-da-da, Arachnemaya. And Morgan, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Aurora is so busted though. Like a lot of people ask why I use Aurora because Aurora is really good. Like against any team that doesn't have Lyria, Aurora is like stupidly good. Like you haven't played with Aurora, like if you're new to the game and you haven't didn't play the game before Lyria, I mean, like Aurora really is just kind of OP. Yeah, there you go. Axel Patron for the win. Da da da. Oh no! We got... Chorus just failed us pretty hard right there. Chorus just failed us there. Yeah, maybe she's not going to replace Celeste here. In this kind of, like I said, Celeste is just does her thing. But, yeah, like I said, a lot more testing here, a lot more testing. But again, look, she was top DPS there. She was top DPS until we said Chorus fell stun. But yeah, that's why Lara Croft is like top tier. Look at that, 7 million. Lara Croft, is pretty much like a top 3 hero. But yeah, like I said, it's like I said, I've been doing a lot of testing. We'll figure out the lines, but she does seem I do like her so far. But yeah, it's gonna be she is a lot more niche just because you really do have to play her as a tank, so it does limit what you can do with her. You can't just run her as a team. It's Larry at the front, but I do like her. I do like her. Like I said, her synergy with like some of the other healers. Like you use her as like a kind of like a support, no, rather than necessarily a main healer. Like you put her with like someone like Maya, who's usually not your main healer anyway. I think they work really well together. Anyway, not too much more to say on this. If you missed my first impressions video about Byrna, though, you can check it out down below. As always, thank you for watching.